be 50 now 5. They're 55. Would have been 55. Would have been 55.
Joining us. This is the Knoxville Weekly Business Show, episode number 2. And again, thanks for joining us. We had a special guest lined up, Ashley Gale. She is the owner of a lawn care service, Abrams Lawn Care. She is stuck in South Carolina, and she's not going to be able to be able to be here. She may be able to call in, just not sure yet. And I'll try to keep looking. I've got a couple different cameras to look at so I can make sure that everybody sees me. So we'll try to get her on another show. She is going to talk about getting your home ready to sell for the spring. And I'll tell you what I can do. How about we do that? There we go. She's going to talk about getting your home ready to sell in the springtime and things that you can be doing to landscape for curb appeal. And she's also going to be talking about things that we can do, or things that we can do for lawn maintenance in general, just for lawn care in general. Seeding, overseeding, and things of that nature. So look forward to seeing her on the show. But today, we're going to be taking your questions. Ryan, give me that number, 865 44.
It's 484.
Sorry, 484.
4447.
Okay, so what we'll do, we'll get Dave to post this on the screen when we re-upload. It's going to be 865-484-4447. You can text us your questions, join our texting community, and the premise behind that is we're going to build a community, and we'll be releasing kind of tips and things for getting your home ready, and things for selling your home as well, for buying and selling tips, everything auction related. It's not really going to be set up to, we may throw some auction type things on there, like when an auction's closing every now and then. But it's primarily going to be kind of insider secrets, and there's our own community that you can be a part of. This morning, you can text us on that number if you have any questions that you want us to answer on the show. And that's 865-484-4447. And if any of you, either one of you are on Facebook, you can pop that on there as a comment so people can see that. So anyway, today what I want to talk about is the top 5 things if you are in the middle of selling your home. Well, let's talk about buying first. If you're in the middle of buying a home, maybe you're renting somewhere, or maybe you are just deciding to downsize, and you're out looking in the market right now, and this crazy coronavirus thing hit. What are some of the things that you can be doing during this time to continue forward and continue down that process? So the first thing I'll tell you, stay in contact with your loan officer. Whomever it is, if you're getting a loan, make sure you're talking to them about mortgage rates. When is the right time to lock in that rate? And we're going to have a loan officer on the show at some point here in the very near future, and to give you tips and ideas to get your credit score up, to get a better rate, and things like that. But that's so important because you only have a very specific amount of time to lock that rate in. And then once you lock it in, again, it's only locked in for a certain period. And you want to make sure that credit score is where it needs to be to get the best rate that you're after. And the second one is obviously stay in touch with your realtor. If you got an agent, that agent right now, hopefully, within our company, we're doing a few cool things, but most companies are doing similar things. Like as an example, we've got clients currently searching for homes, and one of the things we're doing is we're doing FaceTime calls with them. We're doing live where our agent is going out to the home, and the client stays there, so you can still stay in your home safe. And then our agent will walk through the home, show you a live broadcast of inside the home and what it looks like. They can take photos for you. They can do a lot of things. So essentially give you a virtual tour of the home and allow you to stay inside nice and safe. So that's important that you understand that homes are still being put on the market. Yesterday, I've got several friends that listed homes yesterday. So just because the coronavirus is happening doesn't mean that everything went on hold. To the point of, realtors are still, I don't want to say we're key and essential because someone, could probably argue that we're not. But fact of the matter is, real estate transactions still need to happen. We're not in the zombie apocalypse, right? So we don't have to worry about, is there, I haven't seen at least any kind of looting or anything going on. So we're not in desperate times. So real estate transactions still have to happen. Well, if real estate transactions are happening, you've got to have the experts being able to facilitate those transactions. So nonetheless, make sure you're in contact with your agent. Now, let's talk a little bit about selling your home, things that you can be doing if you're right in the middle of selling your home. When all this hit, you're getting ready, you're getting ramped up, spring is here, and now what? Now everyone's pseudo quarantined to their home for the next 14 days. So here's tip number 1. Declutter your house. And what do I mean by that? Well, all of us have things sitting all around our house that, given the opportunity to put your home on the market, now's the time to start taking all those little trinkets, pull them off the shelves, put them in a tote, get them packed up. Because when that buyer comes through, when that real estate agent comes through on that virtual tour and showing you the video of the house, they want to see your home. They don't want to see all your collectibles and everything you've got displayed all throughout your home. What it's going to do is it's going to detract from seeing your home, and people will then be looking at your collectibles and things of that sort. So that's tip number 1, is declutter your home. I am of the belief that it's about a 70-30 split. If buyers are there in your home, or if they're watching the virtual tour of your home, 70% of them want to see an empty house. 30% of them are okay with the home being full of all of your items. And the reason that is, people like to envision their things within that particular home. And it's a little bit more difficult to envision where your sofa is going to be, and maybe your corner cabinet and your dining room table, when all of your stuff is in there, right? So they want to be able to see how their items are going to fit within that space and ultimately turn it into their home. So that's tip number 1, declutter. And I'll go to a point further. Get some plastic totes, boxes. Most people have free boxes all the time. Box those things up and just put them in your garage for right now. You don't have to necessarily rent a storage unit, but just utilize your garage. Yes, I know you're probably going to have to park outside of the garage now. Or if you're like me, you've never been able to park in your garage anyway, because there's all kinds of things in there. But utilize that space, and let's declutter the home. Number 2, landscaping. Okay, today we really wanted to deep dive into landscaping, and hopefully we can get to that next week. We've all heard it, that the first impression is everything. And it holds absolutely true in the real estate community. When people pull up to your home, the impression they get of the inside of that home, the neighborhood, the community, means everything. If your home is beautifully manicured and the inside still needs a little bit of work, it's okay, quite frankly. If they pull up to your home and the grass is tall, the bushes haven't been hedged, there's been no edging along the sidewalk, the mulch is non-existent, it's spread all throughout the yard, it creates judgment, and that's just us as humans. It's not that that we're consciously doing it. It's just a judgment call that we make that inherently says, maybe they haven't taken care of this home the way that we would take care of it, which then presents a problem because now they're already on the defense going in like, I don't know, honey, we'll look at this house, but just look at the outside. So I'll tell you, the best money that you can spend when preparing a home for sale is the landscaping. It's the curb appeal. So you want to make sure that's taken care of. And we've got several experts that in the landscaping industry that we can guide you and point you to them for pro tips, we call it. Number 2, so that was number 2. So declutter, number 1, landscaping, number 2, and finally number 3 is painting and touch-up work. So, hey Drew, good to see you on here, buddy. Let's talk a little bit about that, because we do traditional listings and we do auctions as well. If you have a doorway within your home and maybe your kids have colored along the door frame, and most door frames are white, but there's crayon coloring all over the door frame, guys, Kilt's paint and white paint is really cheap. It's not that expensive, and you would be amazed at what simply painting the door frames will do for your home. Because remember, you've got to look at your house from the perspective of someone else, not necessarily what you like. Now, what I'm not going to tell you to do is paint the entire interior of your home. Because what's the odds of you picking a paint color that I'm going to like, that my wife's going to like, that the next buyer's going to like? Now, we do have planned what are some of the trending paint colors for 2020, because all of them, there's always trending colors. I think, for example, right now it's kind of a light green color. Last year and the last couple of years has been kind of a light gray color. But painting the entire interior of a 4,000 square foot home is quite expensive. So what we're looking at here is just kind of touch up things that you could be doing throughout getting your home ready. And finally, let's talk about what we're going to call the spring rush. Now, the spring rush was getting ready to happen right when the coronavirus really started ramping up for 2020. And what I mean is a lot of people, their jobs naturally have moves and transfers in the springtime and within the summer. So when that happens, it's a natural occurrence every year that more homes go on the market and more buyers are buying and more sellers are selling. It's just a natural occurrence that happens every year because that's the cycles that businesses and executives and moves are on, quite frankly. So we were just about to see the spring rush happen, and then the coronavirus hit. Now, what I think is going to happen, this is just simply Jason Deel's prediction. In about 3 to 4 weeks, we are going to have an incredible spike of homes going on the market. And I'm talking about right now, we have about 4,500 to 5,000 homes within the Knoxville area. I'm talking as high as 15,000 homes are going to hit the market. Now, what does that mean for you? If you're about to sell your home needs to stand out amongst everyone else's. Now, if you're saying, well, Jason, I don't have a budget to make my home stand out. Well, that's okay, as long as you're doing the simple things that we're talking about. Guys, there shouldn't be trash outside in your yard, even if it's not your trash, but it was blown into your yard. You have to consistently monitor that. The other thing I'll tell you is you always, if you're living in your home and you're going to have your home on the market, you need to be ready to show your home at about any given moment. Because we never know as agents when a buyer's going to come in and say, hey, I'd like to go out and see 9204 Wilson Avenue. Well, that's your house, right? So we've got to have your home ready just about any given time. So what that means is you got to make your bed every morning. You got to put your shoes away. You got to make sure that the orange juice cup got washed out this morning and it's in the sink or it gets put in the dishwasher. And that's just a community discussion. I know I'm kind of being a little bit difficult right now, but that's a discussion that within the family you got to talk about. Guys, over these next 2 weeks, this is the new regime and a new pattern. And listen, if you got a 7-year-old, it's almost impossible, right, to get them to pick up their Legos and put their dishes away. I know this, and put their socks, because their socks are over in one corner, and potentially even their underwear. It happens, right, Ryan?
Yes, it does.
Because Ryan's over here, and he's got one as well. He's got a 7-year-old. It just, like, randomly, there's a pair of underwear laying in the floor. It's like, what? How does this happen? Are we animals now? No, we're not. Pick up your underwear, son, and put it in the hamper. I have no idea how I got going down that tangent. But bottom line is, you've got to have your home ready at any given moment. And guys, I'm telling you, it's coming. Get ready for the spring rush, because this too shall pass. This difficult time. And I want to close with this. There's no more important time than be kind to your neighbors. Right now, we are obviously in a difficult time. And all we need to do is take care of each other, period. If we take care of each other and look out for each other and extend your hand to someone who may be in need right now, you will succeed in life and you'll be happy. And it's about being happy and taking care of each other and treating each other as you would want to be treated, because one day you too may need something, and you can only hope that someone will be so kind to you and reach out their hand and offer to help you. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed the Knoxville Business Show, Episode 2. Stay tuned next week, as we will either have our expert flooring company or our landscaping company. Have a wonderful day. We love you. Thanks for watching.